From Red Zone Weather in Brewton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
We have a new tornado warning in place for parts of Baldwin County in South Alabama. This is going to be a new tornado warning valid until 1:15 p.m. This does include the city of Foley, Alabama. You are now under an active tornado warning if you are in the city of Foley. We have had multiple tornado warnings today, and this is a new one for parts of Baldwin County. We need you to take action to protect yourself. If you are in Foley, Weeks Bay, Magnolia Springs, which is right here, or areas near Turkey Branch or Barnwell, Clay City, Marlow, you're under this active tornado warning because of this possible tornado out over Mobile Bay right now, and this is rapidly going to come into southern Baldwin County, very near Magnolia Springs over the next few minutes. And so it can't be stressed enough, if you know someone that would be near Magnolia Springs on this Monday, call them and let them know that we now have an active tornado warning in place for parts of Baldwin County, Alabama, specifically for Magnolia Springs, Weeks Bay, Turkey Branch, Marlow, Clay City, and Foley. Small tornado warning. First thing we need to do is tell you exactly who is involved in this. And I want to show you the whole county, because what the Weather Service decided to do, they went ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm warning first. And what that did is kind of gave everyone a heads up, and then they issued the tornado warning for Foley and areas near Magnolia Springs. You're under the gun from a possible tornado. This warning does not include Orange Beach. It does not include Fairhope or any part of the Eastern Shore region. So if you're at the Eastern Shore, Fairhope, Spanish Fort, Montrose, Daphne, you're fine. This possible tornado is to your south at this point, down around Magnolia Springs and also Bon Secour in the polygon now. This also does not include any area of Baldwin County north of Interstate 10. So if you're north of I-10 in Baldwin County, you're fine. Loxley, Bay Minette, areas near Bromley, Stockton, you're fine. Also over in the eastern side of the county, for now you're okay. Elsinore, areas near Alberta, you're fine. All right, but let's talk about who's in this tornado warning polygon. And I'm going to zoom in. If you're in this red zone, red flashing polygon, you are under an active tornado warning due to a possible tornado right here moving like this. And so this is going to be right over Magnolia Springs, Barnwell, Turkey Branch, Marlow, and potentially even Foley in about 10 minutes. Be sheltered now if you're in those areas in Baldwin County. We'll turn back on the radar and show you that this is a nasty storm, and you can kind of see the notch in through here. That's our area of rotation, and this is pushing just like this toward Magnolia Springs. So if you're in Magnolia Springs, lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. You want to grab a helmet to protect your head if you're in Magnolia Springs, Foley, Barnwell, or Marlow. This is US Highway 98 that connects Foley ultimately back over here to the Eastern Shore. No driving right now on Highway 98 between Barnwell and Foley, all right? Especially over that big bridge right there at Magnolia Springs. You can't be driving, as this could be a rain-wrapped tornado pushing in from the west, all right, from Mobile Bay. Let's actually look at it on the velocity. Yeah, and this is really ramped up over the last few frames. There it is. There's your circulation right in through there. This is rapidly coming onshore in southern Baldwin County. And when I say onshore, I specifically mean from Mobile Bay. And the call to action first is going to be for Barnwell and Magnolia Springs, which is right here. Those are the two communities in line from this possible tornado. And look, you can be the hero. You can text your folks and let them know that we have a tornado. So if you know anyone in Foley, Alabama, call them, text them, tag them in the video comments below, whether you're watching on Facebook or over on YouTube Live or on redzoneweather.com or in the Red Zone Weather app. Let them know that we have this new tornado warning valid until 1:15 p.m. for parts of Baldwin County. We'll go back over to the traditional radar source and show you that this is a nasty storm, regardless of if it's producing a tornado or not. This could be a situation where we have torrential downpours of rain. We do have torrential downpours of rain. There's no doubt about that. Lots of lightning, lots of thunder. This is a complex of storms that's really training over Mobile Bay, and that's why we have this brand new flash flood warning that's in effect for parts of southern Mobile and southern Baldwin counties. A new flash flood warning, and that's going to be on the board until 3:30 local time. So flash flood warning, severe thunderstorm warning, and most importantly here, a tornado warning in effect for parts of southern Baldwin County. Here's your circulation. It's right over Weeks Bay right now, and this is coming just like this into Magnolia Springs over the next few moments. The Weather Service is calling this very tight rotation indicated on radar, moving off Mobile Bay into southwest Baldwin County. They're encouraging everyone in Weeks Bay, Magnolia Springs, Foley, or if you're in Marlow, to take those tornado warning precautions now. What does that mean? It means putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Grab a helmet to protect yourself. That's not just kids, that's adults too. We all need a tornado helmet. If you don't have a helmet in your home, use a makeshift helmet, a cooking pot to protect your head now if you're in Magnolia Springs. That may be the first time you've ever heard that, and you may think that's funny, but I can tell you from so many events across our region, tornado helmets are the things that save the most lives, all right? So have a helmet on your head if you're in Magnolia Springs. And look, again, like I've said so many times over the last few days, this is the 5th consecutive day with tornado warnings, and you can be the hero. I can stand up here for hours and talk about tornado warnings all we need, but you are the ones who get the information out. And if you know anyone in Weeks Bay, Alabama, Magnolia Springs, or Foley, let them know about it now. Tag them in the video comments below to help get this information out. Possible tornado is right over Weeks Bay, pushing just like this. This is moving a bit to the north of due east. You see it's moving at what we call 82 degrees. So due east is 90 degrees, all right? And so it's moving like that. That's the way it's moving toward Magnolia Springs at about 15 miles an hour. So this thing is not moving very quickly, and odds are you're not going to be able to see this. This is likely a rain-wrapped tornado coming into southern Baldwin County, all right? If you are in Fairhope, you're not involved in this. Same thing at Daphne, same thing at Spanish Fort. You're north of this polygon. I'll show you that quickly on our system. And these are nasty storms in those areas right now, but these are under severe limits. Up here near Daphne, up here near Spanish Fort, near Malbus, US Highway 98, 181, north of Fairhope, you're in good shape. South of Fairhope is where we have this tornado warning. It does not include the Grand Hotel or Point Clear. So if you're at Point Clear, you're fine for now. Same thing up here at Robertsdale and Silver Hill. This is Alabama Highway 104. You are okay, and you're not included in the tornado warning polygon if you're at Silver Hill or areas near Robertsdale. Even Summerdale, you're out at Summerdale. You're fine. This thing, goodness gracious, this is the strongest signature I have seen all day. Look at that, goodness gracious. That is a classic indication of a tornado, and that thing has gotten even more pronounced. Zooming in real tight, Magnolia Springs sits right in through here. This is Weeks Bay. Possible tornado is going to be right here, pushing just like that. And so this is going to come directly over Weeks Bay and Magnolia Springs. It can't be stressed enough. If you know anyone at all in Magnolia Springs, Alabama, call them now and let them know that we have a possible tornado coming in from the southeast. Same thing anywhere along the shore of Weeks Bay. Let's see if this polygon, I think this is going to end up being north of Bon Secours. Yeah, Bon Secours is way out. Bon Secours is way down here. So if you're in Bon Secours, you're fine. The issues are strictly up here at Weeks Bay, Magnolia Springs, and Foley. Foley is in this polygon. We'll zoom in over here quickly. Nasty storms happening right now at Foley. The tornado threat's back here at Weeks Bay, but this is the city of Foley. And no matter where you are, if you're in the city limits of Foley, Alabama, you are under this tornado warning. And you need to be implementing your tornado safety plan now, as this thing is going to be making a run at Foley just like this, all right? Watching this very carefully, you can kind of see a notch in through here. A hook has developed. That is likely a tornado right at Weeks Bay. Very similar to what we saw about an hour ago over in northwest Florida. In fact, let's see if we can take this full. This video happened about an hour ago, and look, I'm showing you this because this may be similar to how the tornado looks at Weeks Bay right now. It may look very similar to that. This was the tornado over at Santa Rosa Beach and Sandestin in southern Walton County, there near Miramar Beach. Look at that. That is one of the most impressive tornado videos that I have seen in quite some time. That's from Matthew Morgan. And I'm showing you this to say this is what you may be dealing with shortly, something similar to this in Weeks Bay, Magnolia Springs, maybe even Foley. And so this is serious stuff that we're dealing with today. Possible tornado right now is happening at Weeks Bay. Strong indication of a tornado. And even if you don't have a tornado down, look at these wind speeds. You're looking at 60 plus mile per hour winds very near Magnolia Springs, certainly capable of knocking down small trees and limbs and that sort of thing. And let's put the probe out right over the possible look at that. Could have 95 mile per hour winds happening right now very near the shoreline of Weeks Bay and Mobile Bay here in southeastern Baldwin County. This is going to be just south of Barnwell. And if you're in Barnwell, you are involved in this tornado warning. So Barnwell, Magnolia Springs, Weeks Bay. I realize if you're watching this whole video, and we appreciate you watching, but it probably seems like I'm being repetitive, and I am, but that's because we've got viewers that come in the stream and go out. They come in, they go out, and so, and that's fine. But just know, if I feel repetitive, that's why we're doing this, because we got folks coming in and out of the stream. Again, these numbers are a little disturbing, to say the least. Could have upwards of 95 mile per hour winds at bare minimum, in addition to a tornado threat at Magnolia Springs and areas near Weeks Bay. And keep in mind, the radar is hitting this storm probably at about 2,000 feet above the surface of the earth, but you still may have upwards of 90 mile per hour winds in through there while this thing continues moving off to the northeast. Let's go back over to our LD1 system. And tornado warning now in effect for southern Baldwin County. This is in effect until 1:15 p.m. Possible tornado is happening now near Weeks Bay. And we're kind of zoomed out across the entirety of southern Baldwin County. I want you to look at the overall structure of the storm. If you, just kind of look, this is an embedded supercell. And you see the hook right in through here. This is a large kidney bean shaped storm, which is a classic telltale sign that we may have a tornado down, because this is a supercell storm and it wraps around the tornado just like that, right over Weeks Bay. This is moving just like that. This is basically going to come into areas near US Highway 98 and Magnolia Springs over the next 5 minutes. It's kind of cycling around in that area, but nonetheless, a very serious situation for folks in Weeks Bay and areas near Magnolia Springs in southern Baldwin County, Alabama. Sometimes we get viewers on Facebook Live that ask, well, what state are you in? Obviously, if you're a longtime viewer and reader, you know that we're right here in Alabama and Northwest Florida, but it's helpful to sometimes say the state as well. But for folks in Weeks Bay, Alabama and Magnolia Springs, you are under the gun from this possible tornado now. This also is going to be near the community of Yupon and very near the Weeks Bay Research Center, the Estuary Research Center, which is right here on US Highway 98. It's also going to be near County Road 27, which is Marianne Beach Road, which is going to be over here on the western side of Weeks Bay. We'll zoom in and show you that. I can actually bring out the tool to help you kind of see that. There's County Road 27. Again, that's Marianne Beach Road right here. This is US Highway 98, this thicker line that you see here. You've got areas here also near Magnolia Springs, County Highway 26, Oak Street in Magnolia Springs proper right there. If you live near Gates Avenue, you need to be taking shelter. All these areas that I'm calling out, if I've called you out over the last minute, Get sheltered. Lowest floor, site-built structure away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Don't wait. Grab a helmet if you've got one. If you've got kids at home today, I think the federal I say kids at home, of course, it's summer now. I apologize. It's been a long 5-day streak. We're in summer, so obviously the kids are out of school. Be on the lowest floor, site-built structure, helmets on. Let's go back over to our velocity view, and we'll show you that this storm continues to produce a tornado signature. The strongest part of this signature is actually still kind of hugging the coastline. The coastline is going to be here. This is Weeks Bay, and so this has just cycled right offshore for the last few frames, and this could be about to come on shore very near Weeks Bay and Magnolia Springs. It really hasn't made that much progress because the thing is just kind of cycling as a water spout, a large tornado over water perhaps, out here south of Barnwell in southern Baldwin County. And so watching this very carefully, the Weather Service noting that the storm continues to exhibit intense rotation along the coast of Baldwin County, Mobile Bay, exactly what you see here. We'll go back over to our traditional radar view to show that and show the polygon. Yeah, and they're noting that we've got some kind of deviant motion in through here with this storm. And so let's go back over to the velocity view, because look, you can't see anything out over reflectivity right now. I mean, it's just horrible, horrible heavy rain in through here. We'll zoom out and show you that there's the hook right in through here. There's your rotation right here on the back edge of this polygon. And the Weather Service is suggesting that what may happen over the next few minutes is this thing may come on shore like that, all right, kind of making a little loop before coming on shore. And so watching this very carefully, there's a water spout down, almost no doubt. Now, nobody's going to be able to see it because you've got torrential rainfall falling in through here. But this is likely going to come on shore as a tornado imminently. So again, stay in that safe place if you are at Magnolia Springs or areas near Weeks Bay. You're in that core danger zone, and it's lasted a little bit longer than we expected because this storm has cycled out over Mobile Bay, probably about to come on shore as a tornado in the next little bit. Thank you to everyone who continues to to send in ground truth photos from across the region. We had a ton of damage over the last few days. This has almost been a week solid of this mess. And the hope is that tomorrow will be a little more calm. And then Wednesday is the first day I've seen in, goodness, I don't know, 10 days where we hadn't had like a severe weather risk. And so hopefully Wednesday is kind of the beginning of a new era with no severe weather, but we will see how that plays out over the next few days. Yeah, really tight signature coming in right in through here, just to get your geographical bearing straight. Here's the shoreline. This is Weeks Bay, all right, what I just circled. So this is Weeks Bay. Possible tornado is here. This is at the coast at this point. And this is pushing just like that. And I say that, this thing may be about to cycle again up into Weeks Bay, but Magnolia Springs, areas near Weeks Bay, south of Barnwell, be in a safe place. We'll go back over to the reflectivity and show you that if you're in Fairhope, Point Clear, Montrose, Daphne, you're fine. If you're just now tuning in, 12:46 p.m., on this Monday, June the 19th, 2023. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson. You're watching live tornado warning coverage. We have a possible tornado near Magnolia Springs and Weeks Bay, barely moving at this point. This is in southern Baldwin County. The Weather Service has actually sent me a note just now, and they are indicating that we actually have a fairly rare situation happening with this. They're indicating that we may have an anticyclonic rotation. What that means is most tornadoes, vast majority of tornadoes in the northern hemisphere of Earth happen and they go in a counterclockwise circulation form. In this case, what we may be seeing is an anticyclonic circulation that's going clockwise that may be producing a tornado coming into Magnolia Springs. And the Weather Service notes that this anticyclonic circulation is moving onshore right now to the southwest of Magnolia Springs. So that would be this right in through here. Let me paint the picture for you. Looking just like that. And then you have a separate circulation out here that is a traditional tornadic circulation right in through here. And so we're dealing with two at this point, two possible tornadoes. One may be a rare anticyclonic circulation. It really doesn't matter what kind of cyclone it is. Let's just call it what it is. It's a tornado, potentially damaging tornado coming into, yeah, and there it is. That is an anticyclonic circulation right there near Magnolia Springs. Be sheltered, all right? Be sheltered if you're at Magnolia Springs. We don't, come on Facebook Live to scare anyone. That's the last thing we want to do. But we do want you to be empowered to take action to protect yourself if you're in southwestern Baldwin County near Magnolia Springs. Make it happen now if you're at Magnolia Springs or areas south of Barnwell out here toward Weeks Bay. County Highway 9, County Highway 27. You've also got Marianne Beach Road, US Highway 98. Any of those areas, if you're near there, be sheltered. Let's go back over to our traditional radar view and look at that. A sea of red. You can't see anything on reflectivity other than very heavy rain happening in this area. But under all that mess, there is likely a tornado or perhaps two tornadoes right in through here near Weeks Bay and Magnolia Springs, barely moving. In fact, let's see if the Weather Service has updated this. I don't think they have. No, they're still indicating 15 miles an hour. Obviously, this thing is not even moving at that speed. It's probably moving at like 1 to 2 miles per hour, almost a stationary tornado happening near Weeks Bay and Magnolia Springs. If you're in Foley, I realize that you're still in this tornado warning polygon, but look, you need to stay in that shelter. If you got there, just hang out there. This thing is barely moving, but once it does start moving, the storm itself is moving off to the east, a bit to the north of due east. And we're watching this situation very carefully as we have a possible tornado in southern Baldwin County. Let's actually also, I want to pull up another video. This video came in earlier of that tornado over at Sandestin. And I'm showing you this to say you may have a tornado that looks just like this in Weeks Bay or Magnolia Springs. Perhaps something that looks just like that. Again, this happened about an hour ago now, almost 90 minutes ago, near Sandestin. Bentley Martin, who is one of our wonderful Red Zone Weather producers, she is actually down there on the ground looking northeast and caught this. See the lightning there? This is one of the best tornado videos that I've seen in a long time. You got the lightning, you got the tornado. I've heard no reports of injuries, but let me show you this one more time. This was a big tornado over water, and that is what we are seeing, or what we saw a moment ago in southern Mobile Bay. Most likely now it's onshore. Most likely now it's near Weeks Bay, somewhere near Magnolia Springs, coming into that area right now. Let's go back over to our radar view. And again, we're watching this situation in southern Baldwin County. Let's actually zoom out and show you what's happening across the region. Nasty storms continue across parts of southern Mobile and southern Baldwin counties, even in areas that are not technically involved in the tornado warning. You're under a flash flood warning, and that flash flood warning is in effect until 3:15 p.m. The circulation has started to broaden out somewhat, meaning it's weakening a bit. That's what we want to see. Let's go back over to our iPad view, our radar scope view, and right in through here, we have a weaker circulation. But nonetheless, you may have upwards of 40 to 50, maybe even 60 mile per hour wind gusts in addition to the tornado threat. And so possible tornado, and look, kind of flared up on that next frame. That's what we see. These things cycle up and down. Let's look at some of the numbers together. Upwards of 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, even if there's not a tornado down in through here at Magnolia Springs right now, all right? So if you're at Magnolia Springs, you're probably hearing some things blow around outside, that sort of thing. If you are in Magnolia Springs, it would be incredibly helpful if you're watching us on Facebook Live specifically, to let me know. You need to stay in that shelter, but let me know kind of what you're hearing. If you can hear anything outside, I am looking at those comments. And the Weather Service is continuing the tornado warning until 1:15 p.m. And so current time is 12:52 p.m. We've got, let's see, what would that be? 23 more minutes on this for southern Baldwin County in place because of a tornado warning. And there it is. You can see it on our system. We'll zoom in and give you some context. Here's some good news. This new polygon update has changed. All right, so we've seen a change from the Weather Service. Barnwell gets an all clear from the imminent tornado threat. Barnwell, all clear from the imminent tornado threat. Now, yes, the weather is horrible, but the tornado threat is now clearly to your south, moving just like this, at Magnolia Springs, at Weeks Bay. Also, if you are in Foley proper will give you a tornado all clear. You've been clipped out of the warning. And I think what the Weather Service decided to do, they did this because the cell is now moving slower. And so what that means is if it holds its strength, you may end up getting a new tornado warning or a new severe thunderstorm warning a bit later. But it's moving so slow at Magnolia Springs and Weeks Bay that the Weather Service decided to clip out Foley. So all clear for Foley from the imminent tornado threat. Horrible weather, yes, but imminent tornado threat at Foley, no. Same thing at Marlow, same thing at Clay City. You're out of the polygon. Magnolia Springs is in the polygon. You see this flashing tornado warning polygon, and this is the zone where we're calling danger. You need to stay in that tornado safe place. But again, Barnwell, Marlow, Clay City, Foley, you're out. You're done with the tornado warning for now. Just looking at a few other videos that have come in. I tell you, this tornado that affected Sandestin was quite sizable, and we want to thank everyone who sent in videos of that over the last hour. Possible tornado now is at Magnolia Springs. This is a separate deal, and the signature is not nearly as robust as it once was, which is good. It's still got a tornado signature, no doubt about it. This is a couplet. This is a mesocyclone, but it's starting to broaden out a bit right over Magnolia Springs. And so the hope is that trend will continue, and we'll be able to get rid of this warning pretty soon. But as of now, the warning for Magnolia Springs and Weeks Bay continues for the next 20 minutes. We got 20 more minutes. It's 12:55 p.m. This goes until 1:15. So watching this situation very carefully. It's also important to note that we have an ongoing flash flood warning in place for southern Mobile and Baldwin counties because of this. You see these storms that are training over the same areas, upwards of 2, 3, 4 inches of rain in some cases in this zone. More rain on the way. We'll zoom out and show you the wide view across the entire region. Scattered thunderstorms beginning to bubble up across inland areas of southwest Alabama. You've been quiet over the last few hours since we had that first batch of storms this morning. I say first batch, we've had about 17 batches of storms over the last few days, but since this morning you've been quiet across inland areas. Now we're seeing more in the way of thunderstorms popping up across inland areas. Let's look at those quickly, but we've got to stay with this danger zone down in Baldwin County. Here's Covington County. Nasty storms firing up near Carolina, Libertyville, Red Oak, Watkins Bridge, also areas up here near Gant, Dunn's Bridge, and Clearview. These storms are below severe limits, but loud and proud storms now forming across parts of Covington County. Same thing in Conecuh County near Owassa, Evergreen. You've also got storms approaching U.S. Highway 43. These are all under severe limits. We'll go back to our storm down here in Baldwin County because this one is the real deal. This is the one that could be producing a tornado near Magnolia Springs, and it looks like that cell is coming back to life. Unfortunately, the thing is strengthening again right on the edge of the polygon. So we'll see actually really on the south side of this, right in through here, is where we're seeing the most clear-cut evidence of rotation. And so very near Weeks Bay and Magnolia Springs, and again, I know I've called those two communities out until I'm blue in the face almost, but stay sheltered if you're in those two communities. Let's just, stay there, and it won't be long, I promise, until we're able to give you an all clear. Even though this is a slow-moving waterspout or slow-moving tornado, Magnolia Springs and areas near Weeks Bay in southern Baldwin County, Alabama, be sheltered. See if the Weather Service, yep, here it comes. We got a new tornado warning about to come on the board, and so this is going to be a new separate tornado warning for parts of Baldwin County. Current time 12:58 p.m., and this is going to be a separate tornado warning coming for southern Baldwin County. This is a new one, and this is going to be on the board until most likely 1:45 p.m. on 6/19/2023. And so let me show you what's about to happen. We'll go over to our radar scope source, and this has now exited the polygon. And so we're about to get a new polygon that probably looks something like that. Now, I'm not the National Weather Service. I don't issue tornado warnings, thank goodness. But just know a new one is coming for southern Baldwin County, and it's going to be for this area right in through here. So just to give you context of who that's going to include, areas near Bon Secour, Mifflin, and maybe even part of Foley. Near the Grove, if you're watching near the Grove on the southwestern part of Foley, you're likely about to go under another separate tornado warning due to this circulation that is now developing down here on the south side. And there it is. There's the new tornado warning just now popping on. This is going to be for southern Baldwin County, and this is going to be until 1:45 p.m. And we are in ongoing live tornado warning coverage due to this same storm, wrapping up yet again in southern Baldwin County. So let's wait and see exactly who's going to be involved in this new tornado warning. It's not popped in our system yet, but this is going to be a new one, and this is going to be for southern Baldwin County, the same areas that we've been covering over the last hour, really, yet again about to be under the gun from this tornado. Look, if you're at Magnolia Springs, I realize you're waiting on me to give you an all clear. I can't do that just yet. Same thing at Weeks Bay. Don't come out of that hiding place just yet, as we have a possible tornado, a new one, developing now to this, and there it is. There's your new polygon, to the south of that area. And let's kind of look at this, because this is going to include areas near Bon Secour and also areas just south of Magnolia Springs, out here toward the Grove in Foley. That is a community that sits just to the southwest of Foley. I'm going to speak there in a few weeks. Spoke there 2 years ago. But if you're at the Grove in Foley, you need to be in that tornado shelter now, as we have a possible tornado coming in off Mobile Bay. And some good news to pass along: if you are in areas south of Barnwell out towards Weeks Bay, this part of Baldwin County on the western shore of Weeks Bay, right in through here south of Barnwell near Marianne Beach Road, we'll give you a tornado all clear. I realize this polygon is still up, but the danger zone is clearly now to the south. And so watching this situation in Baldwin County very closely, as we have an active tornado warning in place for Baldwin County. Areas near Bon Secour specifically, also areas south of Magnolia Springs, the southwestern flank of Foley, Alabama, under this new tornado warning that is valid until 1:45 p.m. Tell you what, let's kind of get in there. I'm going to zoom in on our system and see exactly what we're looking at in terms of viewer images that have potentially come in over the last few minutes. If there's any bit of good news with this particular tornado warning, tornado warnings are never good news, but if there's any bit of good news, it's that this is going to be imminently, anyway, over a more sparsely populated part of Baldwin County. All right, so this is a new one. Just pardon me if I go silent for a second. what I'm doing is getting out one of our hyper-local alerts for folks inside this new tornado warning polygon. And that one's on the, I tell you, this thing is really wrapped up in a hurry. Let's go back over to our radar scope source. There it is. That is a classic tornado signature, and that's on shore at this point. That is likely doing damage. Let's check on our debris tracker. Yeah, and that could be a tornado on the ground. Let's zoom in and see. Watching that dot right there, because that may be debris that's being lofted into the sky. Let's give it a few more frames and we'll come back to that, but that very well could be a tornado down right there south of Magnolia Springs. Let me see if we can get some road names in through here for you, because that will kind of help paint the picture of what we're looking at in this area. Magnolia Springs Highway, south of Magnolia Springs. That's where this possible tornado is. Possible tornado is also going to be near County Road 12, also areas here near Norris Lane. You've also got areas out here in the southern part of Baldwin County near Kaiser Drive. You've also got areas near Feder Drive, Roy Waters Road. You've also got Norris Lane, areas near Wiley Mobley Lane. All those streets that I just called out, south of Foley, south of Magnolia Springs. If you live on any of those roads, you better be sheltered in a site-built structure, away from windows, away from doors. This could be a sizable tornado coming into your area. Yeah, and look, we got a tornado on the ground at this point. This has now shifted, and we are looking at a tornado on the ground. We know there's a tornado on the ground doing damage south of Magnolia Springs. So clearly, we can say at this point that if you are at Magnolia Springs, this is going to be south of you. This is out on Magnolia Springs Highway, out here near Bon Secours. That right there, it may not look much to you, but as a meteorologist, I can tell you that is damage, all right? That's debris that's being lofted into the atmosphere south of Magnolia Springs in southern Baldwin County. Can't be stressed enough. If you know anyone that lives south of Foley, south of Magnolia Springs, near Bon Secours, we now have a tornado on the ground south of Magnolia Springs in Baldwin County, Alabama. Again, a very serious situation as we now have a confirmed tornado happening south of Magnolia Springs. And, you know, this is one of those situations that I wish that we had video to show you, but we just don't. And so the best we can do is look at radar and tell you exactly where this thing is happening. And right now, I can tell you this is very near Magnolia Springs Highway in southern Baldwin County. Could have a sizable, we do have a tornado on the ground at this point, right in through here, near Magnolia Springs Highway, near Norris Lane, also out here near Bon Secours. Be in a safe place. Don't play with this. This is a serious situation. You need to be implementing that tornado safety plan now, as we have a I'm so used to saying possible tornado. This is now a confirmed tornado doing damage. We see it, all right? We see the tornado. We see the debris that's being lofted into the sky on our debris tracker. That is tornado debris right there. It doesn't look like much, but we're in southern Baldwin County. If you are in Gulf Shores or Orange Beach or Ono Island, this has nothing to do with you. This is going to pass to your north, most likely, this circulation anyway. And let's kind of look at this together on reflectivity and look at the wide view, because what we have going on is a large supercell thunderstorm that is producing a tornado on the ground. And the Weather Service has upgraded this to now a confirmed warning. We have a confirmed tornado on the ground doing damage south of Magnolia Springs near Bon Secours, not too far from there. And this is going to very slowly push off to the east. And so with that said, just zooming in real tight to get your geographical bearings straight, Foley is right here. This is US Highway 98. This is Alabama Highway 59. Basically, no part of 59 is involved. Yeah, no part of 59 is involved in this tornado warning. Same thing up here at US Highway 98. Confirmed tornado is happening here near Bon Secours, south of Magnolia Springs, moving very slowly just like that. Let's look at the trajectory from the Weather Service. Moving east at 9 miles per hour. So you know if you're going down the road in your car and you're going 9 miles an hour, you're not going very fast. That means you're blessed with lead time out ahead of this. If you're at Bon Secour, be in a tornado-safe place. Tornado on the ground, very near you now, pushing east, all right? This may have some weird, erratic motion in through here, and if that happens, it could veer just a little bit to the right of the mean flow and be right over Bon Secour. So be sheltered in Bon Secour, areas near Magnolia Springs Highway, also areas near Alabama Highway 59. You've also got areas here near Norris Lane, County Highway 12, Roy Waters Road. The tornado is probably there now. Same thing at Norris Lane. County Road 16, which is this road right here. You've also got areas near Baldwin County Road 10, which is right here near Bon Secour. This is going to be County Road 19 that comes down into Bon Secour. Bon Secour Highway is here. You've also got areas like Cook Road, areas near Riverwood Drive. All those areas that I'm calling out, please be in a safe place now as we have a tornado on the ground. What more can we say? Please be sheltered. Can't stress it enough. Very serious situation in southern Baldwin County. Quickly, let's zoom out across our region and show you that this is the only tornado warning that we have as of 1:08 p.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson. You're watching live tornado warning coverage due to a confirmed tornado happening now in southern Baldwin County. We also have storms firing inland across southwest Alabama in Clark, Washington, Conecuh, Monroe, Covington, Escambia, and northern Baldwin counties. All those are under severe limits. Same thing in southern Mobile County. You've got horrible weather happening now, but these storms are under severe limits in Mobile County. You're fine right now in Mobile County from the imminent tornado threat, but we're here because of this. This is a tornado on the ground, tornado warning now for areas near Bon Secour and areas to the southwest of Foley. If you know where the Grove is on the southwest side of Foley, stay sheltered. All the folks at the Grove that live in that community, you need to be in the tornado shelter, not in a mobile home now, right? Make it happen. And, you know, there's a lot of mobile homes in this part of Baldwin County. You need to be in a site-built structure away from windows, away from doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Look, we had a tornado warning right where I'm standing about 3 hours ago, right here in Bruton, and so I get it. It is super inconvenient. It's not fun. It's sometimes downright scary to be in a tornado warning, but we don't want you to be scared. We want you to be prepared and know exactly what to do. And because of that, let me step off camera briefly to get this graphic up, because I think it's a really vital reminder for folks that may be just now tuning in. Current time is 1:10 p.m. and we have now a new tornado warning. This is going to be a new one for Baldwin County. But quickly, let me show you what to do. If you are in Bon Secour, be in a safe place. Lowest floor, site-built structure away from windows and doors, in the middle part of the house, away from windows. Grab a helmet and put it on now. We have a life-threatening situation with a tornado on the ground doing damage. This is a confirmed tornado, and we want infants in car seats, all right? Pets in there with you in that tornado-safe place. Let's go back over to our radar system. We have a new tornado warning, and this is going to include Gulf Shores. And so we have a tornado on the ground at this point that has now changed its trajectory. This is now shifting to the south, and the Weather Service is adjusting accordingly for that. This is going to be a new tornado warning for Gulf Shores. So just to clarify what we've got going on, we have a new separate tornado warning that's just been issued for Gulf Shores, Alabama. If you know anyone in Gulf Shores, you need to call them and let them know that we have a tornado on the ground doing damage, pushing off to the southeast at this point. It's changed directions, and now this thing is headed not only for Bon Secour, but also Gulf Shores. You see the polygons and how they've evolved. At first, the thing was moving in from Mobile Bay, and what's happened, it's kind of doing this number, right? So now this thing is headed to the southeast. Gulf Shores, Alabama. If you know anyone that would be in Gulf Shores, Alabama, tag them in the video comments below. That is just an important thing for all of us to do to help get this vital information out, as this is not only a tornado warning, this is a tornado on the ground at this point doing damage. We know it's doing damage because we see it. It's clear as day on the debris tracker. Debris is being lofted high into the sky. And, ooh, goodness, that right there has really ramped up. Let's go back over to our iPad view. Again, I know it doesn't look like much, but that right there is a tornado doing damage. And this is coming rapidly into Bon Secour, ultimately going to cross the Intracoastal right here just to the west of Jack Edwards Airport and come straight into Gulf Shores. So this is a tornado, all right? This is doing damage. I can't show you a big, beautiful video. I would love to be able to do that, but we can't do that. This thing is rain wrapped and nobody is able to see it at this point. But you see that blue dot, that is a tornado, and I'll show you why. You see all these numbers are around 0.9, 0.9, all that, all numbers near 1. But watch what happens. When I go down to this blue dot, that correlation drops off rapidly to 0.7. And what that means is the radar is looking out at the atmosphere and it sees a bunch of rain, a bunch of heavy rain. But in the middle of that rain, it sees things that are not consistent with the size of raindrops. In this case, it's seeing boards, it's seeing debris, it's seeing grass, it's seeing leaves that are being lofted into the atmosphere at about 2,000, 3,000 feet. And so that is a confirmed tornado lofting debris into the sky. New tornado warning now for Gulf Shores. We'll go back over to the reflectivity product. And it's hard to see on reflectivity, but a tornado is right in through here doing damage at this point, pushing just like that. And so a tornado warning has been triggered for Gulf Shores, Alabama. If you are just now tuning in, we've been here for about 45 minutes, and it's because of this supercell thunderstorm in southern Baldwin County that has really ramped up over the last few minutes and is producing a tornado on the ground near Bon Secour. Anyone, if you know anyone in Bon Secour, Alabama, you stop what you're doing, you text them, you call them, tag them in the video comments below, and let them know there is a tornado nearby on the ground, lofting debris high into the sky. Dangerous situation happening now at Bon Secour, ultimately going to cross the Intracoastal and come down here toward Gulf Shores. All right, so Gulf Shores is in the polygon. Gulf Highlands and Fort Morgan are out. There is no tornado danger right now anyway in Gulf Highlands or in Fort Morgan. Here's Fort Morgan, here's Gulf Highlands. This is Gulf Shores in the polygon. Gulf State Park, points west are involved in the polygon. So Gulf State Park points west. Orange Beach is out. The Wharf is out. You're fine right now at Orange Beach, the Wharf, Ono Island, Bear Point. You're fine. No issues for now. The issues are strictly coming into Gulf Shores, Alabama as of, what time is it? 1:15 p.m. I'm going to step off camera briefly. Y'all pardon me because I'm going to actually do something I don't like to do, but in this case it is necessary. I have been up since yesterday morning. Was able to sneak in about 2 or 3 hours of sleep yesterday morning, but we've been going at it nonstop, and so we're in the afternoon round of storms now, and I'm going to just take a seat. And so y'all bear with me as we are going to keep you safe, and we're going to keep you informed as to what's going on as we have a confirmed tornado happening near Bon Secour now, pushing off to the southeast at a very slow rate of speed. This thing is moving at about 14 miles an hour, so it's picked up a little speed, not by much. And this is a situation where we have Gulf Shores, Alabama under the gun. Longtime viewers and readers know if I'm not talking about you, you're fine, all right? If I'm talking about you, you've got a problem. But if you are in the Eastern Shore region, Fairhope, Daphne, Spanish Fort, Montrose, Malbus, Bell Forest, you are fine right now. You have no issues in those areas. Yes, loud and proud thunder, cloud to ground lightning, no tornadoes, no tornado issues. Same thing, by the way, in Foley. If you're in Foley, this does not include you anymore. Foley is out. Same thing at Magnolia Springs. If you're at Magnolia Springs, we'll give you a tornado all clear. The thing is now down south of you near Bon Secour, coming into areas near Gulf Shores over the next few minutes. 1:17 p.m., tracking a confirmed tornado that has done damage in southern Baldwin County, pushing toward Gulf Shores. It is now a situation where we have very, very heavy rain coming into Gulf Shores imminently. Might see a shelf cloud over the next few minutes, but we don't want you to try to go out and see that shelf cloud in Gulf Shores or Oyster Bay or areas near Jack Edwards Airport, as we have a possible tornado coming in from the northwest, pushing off to the southeast. In addition, getting several text messages over the last few minutes that the flash flooding down in through here is quite serious. All right, so a serious flash flood situation ongoing across southern Baldwin County. Yeah, I just got alerted that, so get this, if you're watching on YouTube, there's an impersonator, and I knew that this was going to happen one day, but here we are. There's a fake profile suggesting that, I'm not even going to say some of the words he's using because those are words I would never say. But please oh goodness. And I see that they're also impersonating the Weather Service, which is a felony. So that's something we'll be reporting to the local authorities to investigate, and I'm sure that there will be charges brought. I'm glad that we have a screenshot of that. Goodness gracious, that is a bit alarming. So yeah, if you're on YouTube, there's an impersonator of me and of the local National Weather Service, and you know, I hate that for that person that's doing that, because again, they're going to hear from the FBI. Impersonating the Weather Service is a federal offense, and so that has just happened on the YouTube side of things. Yeah, and if you're on YouTube, please go report that profile, because we don't like fake news and impersonators to be out there. Here's the real deal. You're watching meteorologist Spinks Megginson with Red Zone Weather. Current time 1:19 p.m. and we're going to continue to give you the facts here. And the facts are, we have a possible tornado now coming into Gulf Shores. This was a tornado on the ground near Bon Secour and south of Magnolia Springs. And now this is a situation where we have a possible tornado. The debris signature is gone off our off the correlation coefficient view, and now we have a situation where we have a possible tornado. The Weather Service continues to call this a tornado warning for Gulf Shores, and so be in a safe place if you're at Gulf Shores right now, as we have a possible tornado coming in from the northwest. Typically speaking, tornadoes move from southwest to northeast. In this case, this thing is moving from northwest to southeast, right into Gulf Shores. And so it can't be stressed enough for folks that are in Gulf Shores. We want you to be in a safe place. Gulf Shores, Alabama. Let's make it happen. What I'm doing is queuing up a hyperlocal alert in our Red Zone Weather app. It's just yet another way that we can warn people in designated areas, and right now what we're doing is queuing that up now for Gulf Shores. So what we're going to say is, be sheltered now if you are in Gulf Shores, Alabama, as we have a tornado moving in. Again, current time is 1:21 p.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson. You're watching live tornado warning coverage, and let's go over to the velocity view. Goodness, that is right over Oyster Bay and Gulf Shores at this point. Here's your possible tornado, and the signature is a bit more broad than it once was, which is good, but nonetheless, there still may be a brief spin-up tornado in through here. Coming into Gulf Shores right now. At bare minimum, you're going to have probably gusty winds up to 50 or 60 miles an hour over the next few moments in Gulf Shores. And so be inside. If you're in a high rise, get to the middle part of that structure and get down, if you can, to the lowest floor, away from windows and away from doors. I tell you what, the thing out near Jack Edwards Airport is cycling, and we may see more development in this particular area. Let me change you over to the iPad view, and you'll see that your tornado warning is here. Let me draw it on the map for you. Right there, there's your tornado warning, but what we're seeing is this large counterclockwise circulation right over Gulf Shores, and it may be occluding at this point. It may be going away, but we may see it come back with a vengeance in just a minute, and the Weather Service is going to continue to keep this warning up. While we look at that, yeah, we need to go over to Mobile County and show you this as well, because we have a possible tornado developing in Mobile County. And again, for folks in Mobile County, you just got an app alert saying a tornado warning may be required in the next few minutes. By the way, if you don't have our free Red Zone Weather app, it's totally free for you, doesn't cost you a dime. We're so grateful for the support of our wonderful Red Zone Weather sponsors that make our app and all of our coverage possible. You can download the free app, redzoneweather.com/app, for the very latest. We'll go back over to our storm in Mobile County because this one has really ramped up in a hurry. And putting you on notice, if you're in Bayou La Battery, areas near Bellingrath Gardens, Delchamps, Alabama Port, code in. Rotation is increasing in this part of this storm in Mobile County. There's your hook developing. We may have a new tornado warning coming over the next little bit for parts of southern Mobile County. So a new separate tornado warning may be required shortly for southern Mobile County. Excuse me, no tornado warning on that yet, but let's go back to our storm in Baldwin County because this is the one that means business. This is the one that has the active tornado warning now for southern Baldwin County. And this is a situation for Gulf Shores, Oyster Bay, areas near Bon Secours. Stay sheltered. That large counterclockwise circulation has weakened, but we still may have a brief tornado in through here. We know that a tornado was on the ground earlier doing damage up around Bon Secours. And we know that because we saw debris being lofted high into the sky. We saw that, confirmed that via radar. Yes, we can do that. We can confirm tornadoes now via radar because we see debris that's actually being lofted high into the sky. Getting several viewers reporting that we have gusty winds happening in Gulf Shores. I'm seeing that on our Facebook messenger section. Thank you to everyone who's sending in ground truth reports, not only from this storm, but from storms over the last few days. Obviously, it's been a terrible, terrible situation with numerous tornadoes, numerous areas of damaging straight line winds, hail the size of baseballs in some cases over the last few days. It really has been quite serious, to say the least. And we are here because of this ongoing tornado warning that's happening now in southern Baldwin County, specifically for Gulf Shores, all right? Specifically for Gulf Shores. At this point, looking at the signature, we will do this. We'll give an all clear to Bon Secours. If you're in Bon Secours, we'll give you an all clear. The threat has now passed you, and it's now down around Gulf Shores. Clearly, right in through here is your large counterclockwise circulation. There really isn't that tight circulation that we like to see on classic tornado signatures in through here, but nonetheless, because we still have an ongoing tornado warning and because this storm has a history of producing a tornado south of Magnolia Springs, you need to be sheltered now in Gulf Shores. Make it happen if you're in Gulf Shores. So again, watching this situation in southern Baldwin County, and again, I want to thank everyone who sent in the reports from the YouTube channel of the Weather Service, National Weather Service impersonator, and also apparently they're trying to impersonate me, posing as me there in the comments. We have now blocked those accounts, and you know what we're going to do is refer that to the local law enforcement, because to be frank, if you impersonate the National Weather Service, you're committing a felony. And so, you know, we hate the impersonators, but in a way, I'm kind of glad they impersonated the Weather Service, because we're going to refer that to the FBI and get them hopefully right where they need to be, in jail, if we can do that. Watching this storm in southern Baldwin County, looking at this very seriously in that we have a circulation that's broadened out. Let's go back over to our storm in Mobile County, because this is the one that's flared up. Yeah, and that thing has really come on the board. In fact, I would argue that one is even stronger at this point than what we're seeing over in Baldwin County. Still not to the point where the Weather Service is going to trigger a tornado warning, but nonetheless, we're watching this signature in southern Mobile County coming into areas near Bayou La Battery and areas near Grand Bay and Coden as well over the next few minutes. Here's some good news to pass along. If you're in Baldwin County, one of the tornado warnings has been canceled. Let's see. Yeah, they've canceled both of them. All right, so no more tornado warning. We're done in Baldwin County. It's been a long hour. All right, but let's celebrate. If you are in Magnolia Springs, areas near Weeks Bay, Oyster Bay, Bon Secour, or even Gulf Shores at this point, the threat is over. All clear from the tornado threat as of 1:27 p.m. So again, just to reiterate, all clear from the imminent tornado threat, for now anyway, in southern Baldwin County. We may have more in the way of tornado warnings a bit later, but at this point, we can give you an all clear in southern Baldwin County. Really ramped up there for a second with that confirmed tornado that happened near Bon Secour. And as of now, our focus is going to shift over here to southern Mobile County, because that may be the zone where we see our next tornado warning happen. Let's zoom in tight. And if you're in Bayou La Battery or areas near Delchamps, Alabama Port, Sunny Cove, Bellingrath Gardens, Fowl River, this is a developing circulation right in through here, very near Coden and Bayou La Battery, that's going to push just like that toward Alabama Port and toward DIP. So just putting you on notice, Bayou La Battery, Alabama Port, Bellingrath Gardens, Delchamps, Fowl River. You are involved in this active, or I should say, you're not involved in the active tornado warning yet, but we may get a tornado warning over the next few minutes in parts of southern Mobile County. So again, watching this situation very carefully, and look, I realize that the weather is horrible. It's terrible right now in southern Baldwin County. Loud and proud thunder, very heavy rain, torrential downpours of rain, in fact, lots of lightning. But right now, we're joyous because there's no tornado warning out. Yes, the weather is bad, but there is no tornado warning. Just let me emphasize that. No tornado warning as of 1:29 p.m. We have had the ton over the last few days. And man, oh man, it has been a wild ride. We've had baseball-sized hail, tornadoes left and right, damaging straight-line winds left and right. And unfortunately, we have an ongoing serious flash flood situation happening now in southern Mobile and Baldwin counties. Flash flooding going to only get worse due to very heavy rain that continues there. Also got storms firing near Saraland, Satsuma. This is US Highway 43. Storms firing in eastern Baldwin County near Gateswood. Also have a storm firing up near Vocation, Uri, Huxford. That one's going to move to the east. That one's a little bit stronger. Let's zoom in there and look at that. Going to have a good bit of thunder over the next few minutes coming into Barnett's Crossroads, Wallace, areas near Range, Interstate 65, Holman Prison, Fountain Prison, McCullough, north side of Porch. Nasty storm pushing to the east. Very heavy rain involved with that one, and that one is strengthening as it continues to push off to the east. We've also got storms happening up here in southern Butler County near Georgiana and McKenzie. Storms also in eastern Covington County near Opp, Iota, Rose Hill. Those are pushing into Coffee County from the west. You've also got storms happening near the Old Line Road in Clark County, US Highway 84, Chance, Cyrene, Finchburg, Scratch Ankle, Franklin, Alabama Highway 41. Next in line to see those small storms in northern Clark County. Let's zoom into our storm in southern Mobile County because that's the one that has my interest at this point. This storm is no doubt about it rotating. We got rotation in through here. We probably don't have a tornado at this point. No tornado warning on this yet. Watching this as it pushes to the southeast. The circulation has broadened out somewhat over the last few minutes, which is good as this is very near Bayou La Battery at this point. But nonetheless, we still may have a tornado warning over the next little bit in southern Mobile County. We will continue to watch that And just got a report that we've got a power outage that's just started in Bayou La Batterie. So what that means is we may have had some weather-related damage. That's not a guarantee, but Bayou La Batterie, Alabama, the power is now out. I'm seeing multiple reports of that over the last few minutes. If you're in Irvington or areas near Fowl River, Dixon Corner, which is right here, US Highway 90, the weather is bad. Lots of heavy rain in through here, lots of lightning. But the rotation area is to your south, down here closer to Bayou La Batterie, pushing just like that toward Delchamps and Bellingrath Gardens over the next few minutes. No tornado warning with this, just to be clear. We want to be crystal clear. There's no tornado warning as of 1:32 p.m., but we're watching this with vehement intent because there may be a tornado warning over the next few minutes. We're going to give it 1 to 2 more scans. I'll be honest, the thing is kind of weakening out somewhat, which is good, but we want to watch it and get that thing totally faded away. I'll take you back over to the velocity and show you that. That's now, this was about 5-10 minutes ago, and you can see that those colors have kind of faded out a little bit, and it's just noisy. It's noisy. You see a lot of color, a lot of those black dots, very noisy in through here. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see this thing tighten up. Instead, it's loose, it's noisy. And just getting a report in from Gulf Shores. Yeah, and the videos I'm seeing from southern Baldwin County so far have been heavy rain. All right, I have not seen anything in the way of videos just yet of a tornado. We know that a tornado happened in southern Baldwin County, Alabama. We know that because we saw it and confirmed it via debris that's being lofted into the sky. Let me actually take you over to my MacBook that I'm looking at now, because this was the tornado that happened over in Sandestin, and you can see it here really develop. This is the kind of stuff that we're going to get today. If we have more tornadoes, they'll look just like this most likely. This is actually a waterspout over Choctawhatchee Bay that briefly became a tornado near Sandestin and near areas near Miramar Beach in southern Walton County. Look at that, big tornado. And I don't like calling these things a waterspout because waterspouts can happen on fair weather days. This is a tornado over water, a sizable tornado at that. This has a parent mesocyclone, and that thing did damage in southern Walton County. I show that because in southern Baldwin County, that probably is what your tornado looked like south of US Highway 98, all right? So south of 98, where we had that active tornado warning. Oh, there it is. There's the video of the tornado. I've got it. This is from Kelsey Dixon, and this is going to be near Foley. I'm being warned, though, that this has some bad language, so let me make sure, before I show this, that we don't have any bad language that's going to go out to you. I can actually check and make sure. All right, you shouldn't be able to hear anything, but just know that when we're dealing with live severe weather coverage, sometimes these things get, wrapped up and wires crossed and that sort of thing. So I'm going to play this video of the tornado in southern Baldwin County. In fact, instead of playing the video, I'm going to just not play it so we don't risk having any foul language on our video. I'm going to just kind of move it. Look at that. There it is. That is the tornado, and that's happening, or was happening, near Bon Secour earlier. And so I tell you what, let's go back over to our storm here in Baldwin County, Alabama. No more tornado warning on this, but we're looking at a situation where we have very heavy rain ongoing across Baldwin County and southern Mobile County. And by the way, the thing in southern Mobile County, you're not going to get a tornado warning imminently. That has faded out. This is much more noisy than it once was, and at this point, there's just simply not going to be a tornado warning at this point. So what I want to do, I want to queue up that video that we saw of the tornado. And again, I want to thank Kelsey Dixon, who's a friend of mine down in Baldwin County, for that video. Again, this was a confirmed tornado that happened very near Bon Secour and Foley over the last few minutes. Going to keep our coverage going just for a little bit longer because of the environment that we're looking at, watching this thing in southern Mobile County to make sure it doesn't wrap back up and become another separate tornado. Again, just looking at this video, getting it queued up so that we can see what we've got going on here. Again, let's take my MacBook full if we can, please, and we'll show you that this was the tornado. There it is, that happened near Foley a bit ago. Let me kind of advance that backwards and forwards so you can see that. This thing was moving like this to the southeast, and that's the tornado that lofted the debris into the sky. And so if we get more tornado warnings, you're probably going to get a situation just like that, where we see the tornado and it's doing damage. We've had a ton of damage across the region over the last few days. More tornadoes just like this possible. Again, thanks to Kelsey Dixon for sending in this video. So ongoing storms continue in southern Mobile and southern Baldwin counties. Current time 1:38 p.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, and we're watching this situation across our region very carefully. Scattered showers and thunderstorms set to continue over the next few hours. And it does look like we could have more in the way of severe storms that ramp up, particularly across coastal counties. I'm more concerned about Mobile, Baldwin, Escambia, Florida, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa counties over the next few minutes. But because we don't have any active tornado warnings, what we're going to do is going back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. If we have more warnings that produce more tornadoes, just like the one you see here from Kelsey Dixon, south of Foley and south of Magnolia Springs, we'll come back on Facebook Live and bring you the very latest. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm Spinks Megginson saying goodbye for now. More coverage coming in the Red Zone Weather app.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone Weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.